Hey beauties, it's your girl Jessica Nicole and I'm coming to you guys with another video. As you guys saw in the title, this is a story time, and this story time is about the time that my side chick tried to cut me. Yes, I know the story is ratchet. I know the title is ratchet. I know it is confusing, but y'all, I ain't here for the extra rude comments. So don't try me, okay? Because I ain't here for it. Alright? I'll curse you out and then block you. Just letting you know. Alright? Anyway, let's get to the story time. I'm crazy. Let's get to the story time. So before I get into how this whole side chick thing came about and how she tried to cut me, let's just do a whole backstory on how I met my side dude and how he became my side dude and everything of that nature. So at the time I was about 18 or 19 years old, and me and my best friend at the time, my ex-best friend, we were partying a lot. My ex-best friend, I'm going to name her Toya. And yeah, so me and Toya were always in this club. Like, it was a club in Brooklyn on Flatbush and Church. We was always over there. And me and Toya were going there one weekend, and we decided to invite our mutual friend. And we're going to name her Michelle. So me and Toya invited Michelle because we realized Michelle was partying and turning up a lot too. So we was like, okay, Michelle, you turning up. You might as well come with us and turn up because we be having a lot of fun at this club anyway. So she was like, all right, cool. She came. And Michelle was like kind of known in Queens because like she had friends in that area, whatever the case may be. So she had no problems getting into the clubs in Queens. But when we got to Brooklyn, it was a different story. So when me and Toya and Michelle went to the party, we were on the line. Me and Toya is good because we have our state IDs. Michelle brings some rinky-dink school ID and like something else with her age on it so that I guess they could put it together and take it. But when we got to the bouncer, he was not taking it. Like, he was like, it's not happening. Y'all not getting in this club. And on top of that, we were young. Like, we just turned 18. What does my mother want? Hold on, guys. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, the bouncer wasn't taking it. Like, he wasn't having it. He was, we were young. We were like 18, 19. They wasn't having it. But my two friends were trying to negotiate. I tried in the beginning, and I was just like, you know what, I'm over it. I don't got no patience for this. I am about to negotiate somebody getting into the club because I was able to get into it. So I was just like, whatever, we're gonna go home. So while they're still negotiating, and I'm like off to the cut or whatever, like they still talking to him or whatever, I'm just standing there on my phone, I guess. And I heard somebody like look at me. He was like, damn, yo, like, I would love to dance with you, or I would have wanted to dance with you, something like that. And I like looked at him, and I like, he was just like sent just for me. He was tall and chocolate. Like, it was just like, because like chocolate men have like a beautiful place in my heart. Like, I don't know, like chocolate men just make me melt. If you guys haven't noticed, my boyfriend is chocolatey too. But anyway, I seen him, and I was just like, all right, now we gonna have to figure out how we gonna get in this club because, all right, Mr. Chocolate, all right, he wants to dance with me, and I'm gonna get me Mr. Chocolate. I want Mr. Chocolate, okay? So I went back, talked to the bouncer. Finally, he was like, all right, y'all go talk to the manager. I think the manager came outside. My mom is getting on my last nerve. I think the manager came outside, or did we go inside? I can't remember. But we spoke to the manager, and like, he sized me and my friend up and was like, are you guys cops? And we looking at him like, yeah, idiot. Are we cops? Like, no, you don't see how young I look? No, I still look young. Like, no, I'm not a cop. So he was like, all right, well, I better not see you guys at the bar. And we're all looking at each other like, duh. So we get inside, we turning up, having fun, partying. Now, a little secret to you guys, Vibes Cartel has this place in my body. Like, when his music come on, I have to broke out, not for dance. I have to. His music makes me have to wind my body, all right? So, Vibes Cartel came on. I know that for a fact, all right? And Still, I have not seen the boy all night. Like, the night is coming to an end. It's probably like 3 in the morning. I don't see him. Or whatever. No, I'm having fun. And when Vibes Cartel come on, I'm busting a mean wine. Like, alright, Vibes. Free world boss. But but I'm busting a mean wine and I feel somebody get behind me. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if somebody get behind me and I'm busting a wine or whatever the case may be, I have to make sure they not ugly. Because I'm gonna want an ugly man follow me around the club, okay? So I realized that it was Mr. Chocolate. So I'm like, I gotta give him all I got because I'm gonna need him to want me. So I give him all I got. When we done dancing, we did for like 3 songs. When we're done dancing, he goes, "So you gonna call me or what?" Now I'm like, no, he did not just come to me and say you will call me or what. So I was like, no, you're gonna call me. Like, I was like, no, you're gonna call me. Like, you, what do you think this is? No, I'm not chasing you. What do you think this is? So I was like, no, you're gonna call me. So he was like, all right, give me a number. So I gave him my number, and at the time we had Blackberries. I'll never forget it because I had a pink Blackberry. At the time we had a Blackberry, so I gave him my number. He was like, give me a BBM too. And I was like, no, you have to work for my BBM. You're just gonna get my phone number. Cause like my BBM is like my personal stuff, like with all my friends and stuff. I'm not giving you my BBM, like, cause you don't know what's going on in my life. I don't want you to know what's going on in my life, so you have to wait for the BBM. So, um, gave him my number. That night I think I seen him once when I was leaving, and I was just like, I said bye, and he was just like, you go give me the BBM. I was like, work for it, and like, from that day, like we was nice and cool or whatever. That same night when I got home, he texted me just to make sure I got home, which I thought was very sweet. And he's just like, are you home? And I was like, yeah. He's like, get some sleep. We'll talk later. And legit that day till we stopped talking, we talked every single day. I'm gonna call him Mr. Chocolate through this whole video. So me and Mr. Chocolate were like inseparable. But I had to explain to Mr. Chocolate that I had a boyfriend. And, me and my boyfriend at the time, which is my ex, we were like in a very bad situation. Our relationship wasn't working. Like, it was just a bad situation for me and my ex. And he understood, and he was just like, I'm willing to wait and see. He said he's not going to wait forever, of course. But he was just like, he's willing to wait and see what happens. And he's not going to wait forever for me. But he just wants me to know that, he wants me. Like, he legit wants to be with me. And I was like, okay, I get it. So we started hanging out a lot because when I met Mr. Chocolate, he told me he was moving into his own apartment. So when Mr. Chocolate got his own apartment, of course, I was always over there. I'm 19, 18. I'm getting time away from my mom. I'm getting time away from all the annoyance in my life. So, of course, I'm going to be at Mr. Chocolate's house all the time because it's only him. He has an empty house. I'm going to always spend time with him. So, I was legit always at his house. Oh, my God. If my mom sees this video, she's going to kill me. But I used to lie to my mom a lot and tell her, like, I was hanging out with my cousin or I was hanging out with, what I call it, Toya. At the time, like, I would lie to my mom and tell her I was going everywhere except for where I was supposed to go because I was always with Mr. Chocolate. So, like, me and Mr. Chocolate, like, he legit was acting like we were acting like boyfriend and girlfriend, but of course we were not boyfriend and girlfriend. And, like, he used to take me back and forth to work. I used to spend the night with him. Everything in the book. Like, me and Mr. Chocolate it was something serious. It was getting to something serious. So, this is like 3 months in where I'm like, all right, and there was honestly 3 months in, there was no signs that Mr. Chocolate had a girlfriend or anything of that nature. But there was one day we went to, did we go? Yeah, we went to IHOP. Me and Mr. Chocolate were sitting across from each other talking. Now, Mr. Chocolate had his phone faced up. His phone was always ringing when we were together, but he would never answer it. He'd be like, if it's important, they'll text me, or, it's not important, I'm with you right now. Like, he'll say stuff like that. So I never really thought anything, I guess. So we were at IHOP and his phone, he got a text. The name on the text come. I'm nosy. I need to know. So the name on the text was, I'm gonna lie and say, I'm gonna call her Keisha. It said like Keisha and it had like stars next to it or something. I forgot what I had next to it, but it had something like something special. And she texted him, and I know the first thing was like babe, and then it was like a sentence. That's all I saw. And with the quickness, the boy flipped the phone. I've never seen somebody move so fast in my life, like lightning. The phone was like whoop, like that. So I didn't say nothing. I'm a type of person, I'm gonna let stuff build up, because when I ask you a question and you lie to me about what happened, I'm thumping you in your eye. But happened or whatever, and I didn't say nothing. Then it was, I think, like a week later, a night where me and him cuddled up watching a movie or TV, and his phone legit was going off. Like, you know the saying, like, your phone going off like you selling drugs? Like, that's how his phone was going off. Like, legit, ring after ring after ring. Like, the person was like calling when it went to voicemail, hanging up and calling back. Like, that's how the person was calling Mr. Chocolate's phone. So I'm not saying nothing, but the name on the phone is just her, like Her. It's not saying nothing else. And I'm like, okay, like answer it. I'm not gonna say nothing, I'm not your girlfriend. I can't get mad. And he was like, all right, fine. When he answered the phone, anytime Mr. Chocolate was on his phone was so loud I could hear his conversation. Like if he's next to me, I could hear everything the person's saying. But he's sitting up, he's not that close to me, but he's close enough for me to hear. And the person's in the phone like, where the fuck you at? And he's like, I'm out. And they're like, no, you're not. No, you're not out. I see your car. So he's like, what's up? What you want? And they're like, come outside. So he's like, I'm not coming outside. I'm chilling right now. I'm chilling right now. I don't feel like coming outside. She was like, come outside. So I was like, just, I'm out. And I was like, because I don't want nobody coming knocking on the door or whatever. So he went. Now, the way his window is like, if I lean against the wall next to the window, I could see like where his car is. So he walks to his car. I can't hear nothing, but I see them talk for like 2 seconds. No hug, no kiss, no nothing. He just walks away from her and comes back inside the house. So I didn't say nothing. He was just like, that's some crazy chick that I know from wherever. So I was like, oh, okay. I let it go. Now, after that happened, like, every time we were together, like at least once or twice his phone would ring, and it would be either her or Keisha all the time. And I never said nothing. I just was like, okay, like this is getting excessive, but whatever. I'm not gonna say nothing. So finally I asked him, I was just like, do you have a girlfriend? Like there was one time Keisha called and he went to the bathroom and answered the phone. And that's when I had to ask him, like, do you have a girlfriend? And he's like, no, that's my ex-girlfriend, but we have mutual friends and we do have friends or whatever the case may be, and some bull that I wasn't trying to hear, but whatever. So I was like, all right, cool. That's fine. I understand because I have exes that I'm still friends with, and I was young, so I was like, exes could be friends. Fine. Whatever. So she explained that to me, and I was just like, okay, I understand. And again, I couldn't really say anything because I had a boyfriend and we weren't officially together. I wasn't his girlfriend. We were just legit hanging out. Like me and Mr. Chocolate never had sex. We have kissed, like we kissed, but we never had sex. And I didn't want to because I didn't want that type of relationship with him as of yet. At least not until I broke up with my boyfriend. So it was just like us hanging out, and spending time together and getting to know each other. So after that happened, like I said, they were always calling. So there was like one more time where I think it was her. Her called him and like he just told her like, I'm with my shorty. She was just like, all right, I'll call you later, I was just like, all right, she's legit like okay with you telling her like you're with your shorty. There's clearly something going on with you guys, but I'm still not gonna say nothing. Fine. So like 3 to 4 months go by. This is like, we were together for at least like 9 months before this happened. So 3 months go by, and like, I don't see no calls from her. I don't see no calls from Keisha. I don't see no texts. I don't see nothing. Like, it's legit just like me and him hanging out all the time, and I'm not hearing nothing about no other girls. So I'm thinking like it's just me. I'm numero uno. We about to be like together. So like, now because I started seeing that, I legit was gonna break up with my boyfriend, because I'm like, okay, like, you showing me that, there's no other girls. Started hanging out a lot more. Okay, so the day that this whole thing happened, early in the day, he told me that he was gonna pick me up from work. That night when he dropped me off at work, he told me he was gonna pick me up from work. At that time, I was working from 4 a.m. to 12 in the afternoon. So he was like, when I get off work, to call him, and he'll pick me up from work, drop me home, let me, take a shower and everything, and then bring my clothes down, and he'll, he'll bring me back to his house. So I was like, okay, fine. I called him when I got off work, no answer. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna, go home and go to sleep. If I speak to Mr. Chocolate, then cool. Mr. Chocolate called me around 6 p.m. Now, mind you, I said I get off of work at 12. 6 p.m., Mr. Chocolate calls me. He's like, you never called me. And I'm like, yes, I did. I did call you. And how did you realize at 6 o'clock? You know what time I get off. Like, how did you realize at 6 o'clock that I did not call you? Like, really? Look at the hour difference between the time. But whatever. Didn't argue with him. So he was like, at 8 o'clock, I'm going to come get you, and I'll bring you to work in the morning. I'm like, fine. I already have an attitude, because I'm just like, okay, now you acting sus. Like, I'm over it, but whatever. You could come and get me. So he comes and gets me. Her calls him. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Like, fine. Her calls him. She's blacking on the phone. He hangs up on her. When we get to this house, I go, we go inside. We're chilling. Her calls him again. And this time she's calling, texting, leaving a message. Calling, texting, leave a message. Calling, texting, leave a message. Like, back to back to back to back to back. And, like, he finally answered the phone, and she was like, come outside. Like, mad loud. And he goes, yo, I'm busy. I'm with my shorty, and, like, hung up. And she called again, and he answered. He's like, yo, you OD. And she was like, I'm outside. He was like, I'm not opening the door. I'm not coming outside. Like, it's not happening. Whatever. So, she did call, text, do that whole thing. And then, like, he threw his phone in his bedroom and, like, left it in there. So, like, I would say, like, an hour or 2 or maybe 3. That's how crazy this girl was. Probably, like, 3 hours go by, because we was legit chilling, about to go to sleep, everything, because I think it was, like, 10 or 11 p.m. It was, like, 11. Yeah, it was, like, 11. I can't even remember the time, because it was so long ago. But it was late at night. It was getting late at night. You hear, because he was on the first floor, so you hear, like, the front door to the building itself open and close, and then all you hear is, like, somebody stomp down the hallway, and on his door you hear boom, 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 boom. And she's like, open the door, like, really loud. And then you hear it again, boom, 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 boom. I know you in there. I see your car outside. I'm not playing with you. I'm like, I'm just sitting there like, yo, seriously, like, right now, like, why? So, he goes to the people, and he's like, I'm not opening the door. Like, she's still doing it. Boom. And she's kicking, punching, whatever she has to do to the door. She's ODing on the door. And he's like, yo, stop doing that. You're going to wake up my neighbors. You're going to get me kicked out of my apartment. Blah, blah, blah. She's like, she started acting like a little kid. I don't care. I don't care. I'm like, yo, this girl's nuts. Like, what is going on? So he tells her, if you be quiet, I'll open the door and I'll let you in. Sir, Who told you to let her in? I don't want to see nobody. I don't want no company. If you was gonna let her in, you could have took me home. Okay. So she's quiet. So he opens the door, but he puts like the little lock on it. He's like peeping through the door. And she's like, who you got in there? And he like, my shorty. So she's like, who you got in there? He's like, my shorty. She was yelling through the door. Keisha, you know the girl's name. Keisha, Keisha, it's blah blah blah, some ghetto name. I'm at the door. I need to tell you about your man. My name ain't Keisha. And what? What? So you have a girlfriend? Okay, cool. So he finally lets her all the way in because she burst his bubble, and he's upset now. So he let her in, and she's like, oh, where's she at? Like, looking for Keisha. I'm not Keisha, I'm Jessica, sorry. So she gets inside and she's like, oh, that's not your girlfriend. So he's like, that's my shorty. She was like, oh, that's what you call your side chicks now? First of all, I guess that's what he calls side chicks that don't know their side chicks, because I didn't know anything about no girlfriend, nor did I know anything about you, because he still was lying to me. I don't even know. I'm so dumb because I don't even know why I was still in this situation knowing that funny stuff was going on. But I was young, whatever. So she comes in, she's barking on him, yelling at him. And I'm like, I don't want no parts of this. This has nothing to do with me. So I go to him and I'm like, can you please take me home? So he's like, no. I'm like, what? I was like, you know what? I want to go home. Like, can you please say? He was like, oh, if you think you leaving me here tonight, you got another thing coming. You're not going anywhere. So, first of all, if you're Jamaican, like my subscribers, if you guys are Jamaican, you know the saying, you have to walk with they get Bex money. And I walk with my get Bex money everywhere I go. I don't care. If it's even a little $20 to get me from point A to point B to get me at least close to home, I'm walking with it. So me make sure me walk with my get Bex money because nobody now left me nowhere. Me not get stuck nowhere. So I make sure I have my money. So I called a cab. I told that cab I'm going to XYZ. Cab said 10 minutes. So I'm gonna pack up my little bag and I told, put it in the living room and I'm standing up. Madness, crazy, her, whatever you want to call her, looks over like around Mr. Chocolate and goes, what? You got a problem? What you said? What you said? I'm looking at her like, I didn't say nothing. Like, what is your problem? So she's like, what you said? You want to fight? You want to fight? So like she's walking back and forth because his whole way down to his living room was mad long. Like not mad long, but it was like a little long. Like you gotta walk down. She pacing up and down the whole way, talking mad crap, talking about she gonna kill him, she gonna kill me. How much she gonna? She pulled out her little pocket knife. She tried to run past Mr. Chocolate, so she charging. I was standing there because I'm like, I'm ready. She may think I'm not ready, but I'm ready. So if you charge on me, I'm knocking you on the floor. I might get cut in this situation, but I'm knocking you on the floor and then I'm gonna whoop your ass. All right? And I'm not fighting over him. I'm fighting because you're trying to cut me. So she charging at me with the knife in her hand. Mr. Chocolate stops her and like blocks her off like the whole hallway so that she can't get through to me. But she's fighting, tussling, trying to get through to me. And I'm just like, okay, I'm out of here. So I said to him loud enough, I was like, control your bitch. Pull her to the side because I'm trying to walk outside. I'm not a part of this. They pulled her to the side. Like she's waving the knife. I get past her because she's dumb. I get past her and I go outside and I like go down the block to the corner. When I leave the house, I guess they decide they want to leave too. But when I get outside, I drop my bag on the floor. When I seen them two come outside, because I'm like, if she charges at me and I have this bag on me, I might get hurt. So I drop the bag on the floor. And I'm standing there. She walks past me, walks to her car. But she's like yapping. I'm like, whatever. And he walks to me. He's in my ear telling me he's sorry. He wants me to come inside. By that time, my cab comes and I get in the cab. I get in the cab. I change Mr. Chocolate's name to DNA. Do not answer. And best believe I never answered that boy ever again because I almost got cut. Okay? You put me in the line of danger. You don't deserve me. So I like cut him off. Never had anything to do with him. I don't think I really legit never spoke to him again. Like, he never found me on Facebook or nothing like that. Wow. Oh well. Okay. So that was the story of the time that I almost got cut by my side dudes. Side chick was crazy. But yeah. If you guys enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. You guys can comment, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. And I will see you guys in my next video. Later, beauties.